Harry was the greatest of all the royals, and he suddenly turned into the most unhappiest, and that is when he got married.
Is Prince Harry a victim under Meghan Markle?
I really do see that him playing an image of not being strong, but that's kind of the vulnerable look that he's going for right now.
Did his close relationship with his mother leave an everlasting scar, even in his marriage?
Harry was a typical mummy's boy, clingy and in need of reassurance.
When Harry was younger, he was jealous of William because he wanted his mother all to himself.
Some body language experts think Harry looks trapped and even awkward when he and Meghan are together. This uncomfortable attitude goes right back to the beginning.
It was really refreshing because, given that I didn't know a lot about him, everything that I've learned about him, I learned through him.
Did you notice Harry's extreme change in expressions?
That's quite a change in attitude in just 10 seconds. He goes from absolute delight about the woman by his side, the woman that he's engaged with, to a micro-expression of frustration. He even tenses his jaw in covert anger at the end.
If we closely examine their body language together, we will find more hints that Harry feels uncomfortable. Here, it looks like Meghan interrupted Harry. Whether she did or not, watch how tense Harry looks.
Meghan finds it easier to reach out, smile, and connect, while Harry, stays slouching, grabbing his own hands and covering his belly and doing funny things with his mouth.
And it was here that Harry looked most trapped and awkward, according to body language expert Judy James. Meghan sat dead center in the middle of the frame, taking all the attention and pushing poor Harry to the side. We can see Harry try to use humor to ease himself. But what we also see is Meghan correcting him. She leans in even closer to Harry, which also hints at a desire to close him down for the end of their conversation. And even more recently, pay close attention to Harry as Meghan bluntly cut him off during their Oprah interview.
How to speak, how to cross your legs, how to be royal. There's none of that training. That might exist for other members.
So nobody tells you anything?
No.
Nobody prepares you?
No, I mean, but even down, but even down to like the national anthem.
Does Harry's body language and expression here look to you like someone who feels comfortable? And also, in their Oprah interview, watch Harry's hand here.
She's got her hand on top of his, which is more of a controlling, strong maneuver. And he's petting the inside of his thigh, which says all we need to know. She's in control, and he's constantly trying to reassure himself with petting.
Another great example was Harry's day out with James Corden. Clearly, these two friends were having a great time. Until... Can you see anything strange in Harry's behavior when James Corden video called Meghan?
Then Corden FaceTimed Meghan. What do you think that happened right at that moment with Harry's attitude? It changed. He crossed his arms. He was looking to the sides of his ashamed.
However, not all body language experts agree that Harry looks uncomfortable around Meghan. There might be a far darker side to Harry's behavior that stems back from his late mother, Diana.
When Harry was younger, he was jealous of William because he wanted his mother all to himself. I mean, if they were in a room together, Harry would sit almost on top of Diana in his anxiety to be close to her. He said, "Mummy, I want you all to myself."
As a kid, Harry was very dependent on his mom and was absolutely devastated when she passed away.
Harry was very often devastated by what was so public. He couldn't understand why his mother would wish to be so public with so much of her life.
I think it was inevitable that Harry blamed the press for the death of his mother.
Even to this day, Harry despises the press and the media.
Every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back. So in that respect, it's the worst reminder of her life as opposed to the best.
Because of this, some body language experts say that Harry is actually nervous in front of cameras.
I really do see that him playing an image of not being strong, but that's kind of the vulnerable look that he's going for right now. Needs a lot of care and attention right now.
So, instead of feeling awkward and trapped around Meghan, Harry is actually looking for comfort from her. One expert has already told us that Meghan's hand in this clip shows how controlling she is over Harry as he pets himself. But here's another theory.
So she suddenly moves one hand down to cradle the baby bump, lovingly and protectively.
Then, Meghan uses the same gesture with Harry.
And then when Harry sits down, she puts a hand on top of his hand, so a gesture of reassurance, and again a gesture of protection.
Now that we have analyzed some of their body language, do you think that Harry feels trapped and awkward? Or do you think he is scarred by the tragedy of his mother and that he relies on Meghan for comfort and security?